if somebody's watching this and they're not sure, they're like, oh my gosh, I know it's not a terrible amount of money, but money's tight and I'm not sure. What would you say to consider? Like, what would you consider when you're making this investment? Like, what questions to ask themselves to get to a right answer for them?
Well, I think it's going to be different for different people at different times in their life when they come to these places. What I can say is there are no accidents in the world I live in. Whether I hear a song on the radio or I open up something and read a sentence and just like there's a chord that rings. It's very much worth seriously considering this, because something in that part of you that you want access to hears something in this. Then you aren't going to know what that is. You're going to think you know what it is, but I can promise you, if you're open, and that's the other place, you have to be willing to not know. You have to be willing to not know what the results are going to be, or what they could be, or what might open up for you.
And so if somebody's got their ear to this and they've read, the information about it, and they think, is this for me? What should they consider in your mind? What should they consider whether or not it's for them?
Well, do they wake up in the morning and do they have a clear idea of what gets them out of bed? What excites them in the morning? And we're not just talking about, feeding the kids, because that definitely gets you out of the bed in the morning. But what excites them? If they don't have a clear idea of what excites them and gets them going in the morning, then you need to do this.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Another way to possibly say it would be something like, if you find yourself procrastinating too much, maybe don't address the procrastination, but address what might be behind it, is that you're just not excited. So it's a great way to stop procrastination in some ways.
Don't talk yourself into something. That's the other thing. If you don't feel, and everybody knows this, it feels true because it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I always know when something is true, because like when I first stepped on the diving board and I knew the form to use, there was no substitute for me doing the bounce and the dive. I had to do that. The bounce and the dive was all mine, baby. And I might have done a belly flop. I might have gotten a mouthful of water. My suit might have come off. Who knows? But I wasn't going to know until I tried it.
Yeah. You have to bounce and dive.
Yeah. And if I wanted, and I really wanted to use the diving board, because it looked like everyone's having fun. So I did it, and hello, some were good, some were bad, but I got better and better, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I don't think people reach this space of considering this until they've had some experience under their belt. And it's like there's this je ne sais quoi, there's this little thing that's just, if that was just present, it would make the dish perfectly. And I think, that's worth looking for. That's a teacher we're studying with. You'll get further on making this dish that has that. You'll get further.